Hello everyone and welcome back to the Al Arbor Rink here at the Northwell Health Ice Center on Long Island, New York. You're watching live on the LI Sports Network for the Heroes Cup, brought to you by USI Insurance. All the proceeds going to the Tunnels to Tower Foundation, and we have the Heroes Cup Finals. My name is Jordan DeLuciano. Joining me is former FDNY player and coach Joe Byrne. FDNY, NYPD, it's only fitting. This is the finals of the Hero Cup.
Absolutely. Heroes Cup, FDNY, NYPD. Couldn't have it any other way for the Tunnel to Towers. Looking forward to this. Should be a good contest.
So both these teams had to get their wins in their first game. FDNY knocked off the USI Insurance team, and NYPD knocked off the Coast Guard. NYPD looked like they were cruising. They're up, I believe, 9-4 very late in the game, but 4 quick ones by the Coast Guard made it a 9-8 win as the NYPD barely held on. The FDNY started off slow, a 2-0 deficit going into the second, but then they kind of got their footing under them, and they wind up winning by a score, I believe it was 7-4. Yeah, 7-4. So NYPD looks to avenge their loss back at UBS Arena where the FDNY beat them soundly a couple months ago earlier in the year as Matt Zay goes up the boards to Brandon Tracy back in front to Zay as Zay, someone you pointed out right before the start of the last game, someone to watch. He had 2 goals against the USI team.
Yeah, Matt Zay had a strong game all over the score sheet in the first game.
So 3 periods straight through, no ice cut, 15-minute periods, just like the first 2 games. You also have the third place game going on right now on the other rink, USI Insurance taking on the Coast Guards. That one goes off the side of the net. NYPD trying to clear, they fan on the attempt. And it'll be left, and they come up through the middle. And it'll be Chris Stemke, formerly with Stony Brook University, Division I ACHA, as that one goes off the chest of Herzog. Herzog in net for the FDNY. He'll be countered by Matt Crescione for the NYPD. Crescione out of West Hampton as a shot goes on goal, off the glove and knocked wide. It'll be Jim Becker, the captain, one of the veterans on this FDNY crew. Had a goal in their win against the USI Insurance team as Aiden Bohm will intercept, go off the glass towards Stemke, ride the boards, and go out of play. So that line of Christian Ventasinkwe, Aiden Bohm, and Chris Stemke had a good shift. They'll head off after that puck went out of play. Christian Ventasinkwe, the son of forward number 14, Charlie Ventasinkwe on the NYPD. And this one will be scooped up by Mark Gillespie. In his own zone, go up the middle, but immediately broken up by John Peretta. Peretta had a very strong game in the win against USI. Elfand throws it on goal, goes wide of the blocker. It'll be Stephen Kelly up the boards, who also had a goal coming on the breakaway last game.
Little slow pace to start this game off as they feel each other out. They kind of know a lot about each other.
Off the stick and into the netting. Yeah, so both these teams, it's a quick turnaround, you know. They had no intermission because it's a no ice cut. You go right from period to period, no intermission, and really a half an hour break in between each game, and you're right back at it. So a lot to ask for. So you can kind of expect that slow pace.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough thing to do in the summertime when you're not really training, you're not on the ice. It's the off season, so
shot on goal, right into the chest and held.
All out here trying to do for a nice charity event. Hopefully not too many fireworks in this game. But,
yep. You can usually expect those in these games.
As things get down tight towards the end, we might see some things. So hopefully everything's nice and clean and good hockey game.
Yep, we saw it in the first game. We were on the call for FDNY versus USI Insurance. It was like the feeling out process, but then the pace picks up, the intensity picks up, and these guys want to win as Schroeder's shot is muscled down. It'll be Matt Zay out of Glendale, New York. 3 years on the service. Nice move around post. And that one looked like it hit off the mask of Crescione. I believe you have both Post brothers in the lineup today for NYPD. Sean the younger to older brother Brian Post. Right there, you see the older one, number 27, Brian Post. Helped out on the boards and banked out. O'Donohue keeps it in with the long stick. That's a guy you got to keep an eye out for. Scampoli fires one and a pad save by Herzog. But yeah, you have two number 37s out there right now. As we have a hand pass, now blow that one dead. So the taller of the two 37s will be Dan O'Donohue, who he's usually donning the number 18. And the shorter of the two will be Andrew Scampoli, the forward out of Queens, New York. 9 years of service for the NYPD. Dan O'Donohue played his hockey at Mercyhurst University, former teammate with Matt Zay back at Mercyhurst College. Dan O'Donohue also has experience playing in the minor leagues in the NHL as well, as the FDNY comes back the other way, and they score! Joe Giholi, he couldn't find the back of the net, was all over the ice last game, but he gets the fireworks started. It's 1-0 FDNY. Gilhooly just beat his man to the far side post, and just pretty much as that puck hit the ice, it hit his stick and went in.
A great saucer pass there from FDNY on the...
I believe it was Gervasi? Yeah, 36.
Yeah, Matt Gervasi with a tremendous saucer pass. Landed right on the stick of Hooley for the tap-in.
And a turnover. Thrown on goal off the side of the cage by Scampoli, as O'Donohue will go to the point. Harrigan towards the net, blocker down, the assistant captain on the back end. 20 years of service for Liddell Harrigan, like I mentioned, the assistant captain. Last played for Gulf Dominators.
Yeah, Liddell Harrigan's been on the team, seems like forever.
Always see him out there, yep.
Yeah, he's a good player. He plays with a lot of
Stemke
grit.
fires one. It was Stemke firing one. No-look shot there, goes over the bar. And this line right now for NYPD is a skillful, youthful line. You got Aiden Bohm, like I mentioned earlier, Ventasinkwe, and Stemke. Stephen Kelly had a goal last game. That one sticked aside by Crescione. Men on the boards, thrown back in front and off the end wall. Boom, off the boards. Glove down by Sanger. Had a goal on a penalty shot in the win against USI Insurance. The assistant captain of the FDNY team. Boom, long flipped, picked up by Ventasinkwe, looks on goal. He'll hold forehand, wraparound, just rolled off the edge of the blade. Christian Ventasinkwe showing off that speed, as it'll be Evan Morrow on the backhand, look to do it himself, evades a stick. Morrow looks on goal, fires one, blocker side wide. Ventasinkwe goes right into the netting and out of play. 8:09 left in the opening frame. Still a 1-0 lead for the FDNY.
Yeah, Christian Ventasinkwe showing that speed. The young kid, I believe he plays in prep school. He's the son of Charlie Ventasinkwe. So he brought some family members into the game today for charity, which is always good.
Zay will come up the middle. Stick on the near side, find Tracy. Tracy will try to go scoop it up. Helped out behind by James Shea. Got two black jerseys colliding with each other on the boards. That one will get past Sanger. Shea to Zay. You got Shea and Zay out there, but it's intercepted back the other way as Sean Post, as that one stopped on the 5-hole. Sean Post, the defenseman, pitching up here. Dermody. Sean Post has to try to pick it up in his skates. He'll go back behind the cage to an ally. Back to the blue line. D to D. Melendez towards the net, and it's gloved up and covered by Herzog.
Everybody's playing nice out there. We were worried about it maybe getting a little chippy, but seems that we're going out there and playing a good, clean game so far.
So far, so good. Got a little chippy, though, in the other, with the Coast Guard and NYPD game, I heard. Nothing really of anything in our game that we had with the FDNY and USI.
Yeah, it happens. Competitive nature comes out. As the game goes along, I'm sure the intensity will pick up.
Put on the brakes as Harrigan just missed keeping that on sides. One ref said it was on, one ref said it was off, and they're going to go with the ref that said it was off sides. Now, Lydell Harrigan right on the doorstep of keeping that puck on sides. Would have trapped some FDNY. That FDNY group would have been trapped in there, but a generous roll kept the puck out of play, or out of the zone, should I say. Got Hudson centering Schroeder and McCosey for the NYPD as Hudson takes a spill at the blue line. As Julian Carney will scoop up for the FDNY. Carney trying to get around Hudson. He'll do it himself. Backhand got the red line, so no icing here. Played behind the net around the boards. Trying to get there is Schroeder. He'll find Hudson. Hudson, McCosey. And deep in the zone it goes as NYPD will go for a full sail change and give FDNY all the room in the world to exit with John Peretta. Peretta dances through a bunch of, should I say, gray jerseys with the blue and green trim. Intercepted by O'Donohue. He'll link up, and back the other way comes the NYPD. Firing shot over the glove and into the glass. So far, NYPD not able to keep that puck down enough to get one on goal. Antonelli will go around the board. Scampoli trying to be first on it for the NYPD. Puck bounces right back to him. And now O'Donohue behind the cage. Trying to send off Gervasi. Antonides, cross ice. Finds a man on the boards. Back to O'Donohue. Antonides wants it, gets it. Off a stick and into the netting.
NYPD going high to low, controlling the puck with a good shot in the slot there. From Andrew Scampoli.
Oh, yeah.
He was in the high slot wide open. I think puck got blocked by a defenseman.
Yeah, Antonides now lined up right behind O'Donohue for that shot. He has Antonelli also behind him, comes to the blue line and kept in. That accidentally hit Antonides, so puck didn't get much further, and out comes Gervasi for the FDNY. Gervasi looking for some options, throws it across the crease, no one home. Gilhooly will pick it up, the only goal scorer so far, as that one gives a nice bounce for the NYPD. Scampoli leaves. Antonides, O'Donohue looks, fires, and a challenging stop made by Herzog.
Another 3-on-2 for the NYPD. Good quality opportunity for O'Donohue. Herzog was up for the test there for the save.
NYPD spending a little bit more time in the offensive zone after coughing up that first goal to Joe Gilhooly. As we mentioned, Gilhooly last game was all over the ice. Couldn't. Only thing he missed was the back of the net, and immediately finds it early on here in the first. Venta Sinkway first on it. He'll regroup with Antzulis in his own zone. Couldn't get it past cleanly from blue line to blue line. The Elfant. Elfant tries to go to the slot, intercepted by Ventacinque. And Aiden Bohm comes the other way, looks for Stemke, could not get much on that saucer pass, picked up and offsides as Stemke tried to stretch it out and stay on, but he wound up carrying too far off.
They just couldn't hold the line there.
Yeah, Stemke almost went to a 7-10 split there.
Yes.
Keep his left toe on the blue line. .423 left in the opening period in this championship game of the Heroes Cup. Still the lone goal by Joe Gilhooly is the only one that stands. Tracy picks up on the turnover, tough angled shot off the pad as Stemke's got to move it as Tracy was still on him. Long flip, icing arm up, and icing will be the call. So FDNY with their first good look in some time as NYPD was spending some time in the O-zone, but Tracy, tough angled shot, caused some problems in front off the rebound.
Yeah, going to see as the game goes on, playing back-to-back games, who's in better shape in the summertime hockey.
Yeah. It's both of their off seasons, but they're being put to the test here in this tournament. Shea would help with Tracy, finds Zay. Zay, nice move around one, fires off a leg, glove down by Shea. Shea, back to Zay. That's Zay off the crossbar, and he scores! I believe James Shea picked up the pieces on the goal line, and it's a 2-0 lead for the FDNY.
Matt Zay with a wicked wrist shot right off I think went off the bar and straight to Shea's stick for an open net tap in.
Yeah, I believe it hit the crossbar, maybe the shoulder of the goaltender, and then there's James Shea right on the goal line to tap it into a yawning cage.
Little note, that front line there, it doesn't usually happen on the FDNY hockey team, but all three of them work in the same firehouse together.
So a little bit of a reverse here from the FDNY. They were down 2-0 late in the first to the USI insurance crew, and now they flip it. Now they're up 2-0 late in the first against now the NYPD as Scampoli tries to get one back as it's smothered by Herzog. He doesn't know where that puck is. That puck is lost right now in his equipment. Yep, that fell out. There you go. But we saw that wrister last game from Matt Zay, someone you pointed out immediately before puck drop. That quick release, that shot was very effective last game and immediately has an impact this game as a kick save by Herzog comes to the point. Harrigan does not get much on it, but almost did some damage as that changeup almost found a home. But now a 3-on-1, probably a 2-on-1 for the FDNY. Finds a man in the high slot, blocked down by O'Donohue. Rebound kicked away. And now a little bit back and forth we go. Scampoli, joined by Antonitis, finds O'Donohue, ways away, switches off. Scampoli to the blue line, Antonelli. Antonelli towards the net, and it goes off a high stick and wide, but we play on. Becker trying to eat up some puck there while the other black jerseys go off on a change. Did just enough. As Becker will head off on a change. Fresh 5 for the FDNY. And a fresh 3 on the forward group for the NYPD. Antonelli goes behind Bohm, but kept in by Ventacinque. Christian Ventacinque trying to dance his way in front. Broken up by the stick of Michael Van Pelt. Van Pelt again. Plays catch with Carney. Carney will cross blue, cross red, cross opposing blue, and dump it in. Stemke trying to shield off 2 there, and the second one got the better of them, but he'll be helped out by Anthony Antonelli. Antonelli, the defenseman, throws one wide of the blocker, picked up by Stemke, back in front off the stick, into the glass. Back in front over the stick of Bohm. Bohm had a good look on goal, but that puck just rolled over him. And it'll be Venta Cinque again just to bank it off the boards. And everyone will go for a change. 1:15 left in the opening period. A 2-0 lead for the FDNY. Matze with a head full of steam. Nice move. Tries to go forehand, but lost control of the shot. Matze was fresh off the bench, was shot out of a cannon. Icing waved off. Under a minute left in the first. Man goes down, no penalty coming. And by the way, all penalties result in penalty shots. Margot Rhines fires right into the breadbasket with no screen as Herzog will get the whistle. 39.3 left in the first. Still 2-0 to the team in black and red.
The NYPD seems to have the better of the play in the offensive zone, but the FDNY strikes on transition a couple of times.
It's been quality over quantity in the first period right now in favor of the FDNY. That Morrow shot was, that's what you want, a low slap shot, low and hard. You don't want those shots going high, but again, there was no NYPD jerseys in front for screens or deflections, so an easy stop there by Herzog. Antonitis trying to find a man coming into the zone. Could not slow it down was James Hall. Back the other way with 13 left in the first. It's Zay again. Zay sticked away. Nice long reach there by Morrow. 3 seconds and 2, and that will do it for the opening period here at the Hero Cup. A 2-0 lead for the FDNY. Started off by Joe Gilhooly, and then a tap-in off the wrist shot off the bar by James Shea. And that's where we stand so far. FDNY looking good so far.
Yeah, looking good on the scoreboard, but I think the game was evenly played. Herzog came up big with some saves there. They seem to not be creating any traffic. He's getting a good look at some of those point shots.
Like that last one by Morrow. Good shot, but no one in front.
Right. Goalie can see it. He should be able to save it, right? That's what they say.
Yep. So like we mentioned, no intermission, no going to the locker room, no Zamboni cut. So it's a long day for these guys out here.
And as in the first game with no ice cut, second game, tough ice. It's going to be a lot of pucks bouncing around, and it's even harder to skate on the tough ice too. You got to work hard, and we'll see how it goes. Like
what we saw in the first game, you saw they started to realize as the game went on, like less deking, more just shooting, because that puck is unpredictable with the ice not being able to get Zambonied. That puck's going to roll, it's going to bounce, it's going to spin, It's going everywhere.
Yeah, you think, John, you want to get it in deep and chip it in and then go work down low.
Yeah. And we saw that on the penalty shots and breakaways too. Guys weren't deking later on in the game when USI and FDNY played. They were just shooting. Right? Don't want to risk that ice destroying any shot or puck handle you got. It's a reverse fortune. FDNY entered the second period of the first game against USI down 2-0. Now they enter up 2-0. So let's see if they can keep NYPD at bay, because right now, like you said, they have the 2-0 lead, but NYPD has spent more time in the O-zone. NYPD looks to send out Harrigan and Melendez on the back end. You got O'Donohue, Scampoli, and Antonides. Gilhooly, Becker, and Stephen Kelly, the forward group, and they'll be flanked by Weber and Michael Van Pelt on the back end as we're underway in the second period. It'll be played by the assistant captain, longtime veteran Lydell Harrigan. Icing waved off as it hit a body as we'll truck on through. Jim Becker, long stretch pass out of the reach, icing arm up, and icing will be the call. So we'll get another whistle and another puck drop. This time an offensive zone draw as NYPD will get a quick change, new group out there. And usually you see when there's an icing, whether you're playing an NCAA hockey or NHL hockey or minor league hockey, icing, there's no changes. But today, there's an icing, you can get the change off, as FDNY will do exactly that despite icing the puck. Again, Zay will draw at the dot. Push forward by Zay, and out of the zone comes the FDNY. On the chase will be Ryan Hall. Harrigan, nice pass off the glass, finds Bohm, and out comes the NYPD. New York's finest. Bohm fires and right into the breadbasket and held by Herzog.
Another shot straight on. He's seeing everything.
Yep. Not much traffic in front of him.
Seems to be getting into a good rhythm, Herzog.
The NYPD, they're stuck between no screens, shooting it right into the breadbasket, or they're just elevating it too much and it's just going right over the bar, into the glass.
And it seems to be no rebounds either.
Yep. Turnaround wrapper up by Vetasinque, trickles wide of the goal line. Stemke now will scoop up. Go down low, Bohm, couldn't slow it down, tried to find Vetasinque. It'll be intercepted and exited by Zay now. Sticked away, rebound kicks right out, but steered of any danger. And out comes Vetasinque, but overskated the puck. But the puck found him again. He'll come right back to the blue line. Vetasinque with Stemke, fires, rebound Stemke, and he shot it wide. A wide open net for Chris Stemke, and that puck rolled away from him. Fresh off the bench, could not slow that down, was Dermody. He could have had a breakaway if he got a piece of that bad play behind the cage. And are we already seeing the ice being a factor here?
It's like a bad change by the fire department there. Almost resulted in a breakaway.
Puck seemed to roll away from Stemke in front of the net, and then right after that, the puck seemed to roll away from Matt Herzog, the goaltender, behind the net. I mean, if you saw that on Stemke's shot, Vetasinque had his hands up. He was already ready for that puck to go in. He was ready to celebrate, but
that
puck
was wide open.
Yeah. So after a little bit of chaos in the FDNY end, things slowed down, but I might have spoken too soon. Dermody now looks for Post. Post will go back towards Dermody, but couldn't do much with that in the far side corner. As it'll be John Peretta in his own zone, and things a little bit slowing down for now. No icing here. Ref says it might have nicked a body. As Crescione will rip it around the boards. We got to get back in net quickly as he steers that into the glass. Carney around the boards off the stick of Elfant. Carney again. Turnaround pass played by Makosi for the NYPD. Makosi with a lot of time. Go up the middle, but intercepted by Zay. James Shea with the second goal for the FDNY. Again, steered away by Crescione. Bouncing puck. Those are the weird ones. And padded away by Crescione. Hadn't said Crescione's name much as of late, but now 3 straight stops for the goaltender out of West Hempstead. Schroeder now, and puck trickled off the glove as that one changed directions at the last second. Skating out is Zay with O'Donoghue on him. Puck finds the stick of Tracy. Tracy into the breadbasket and held by Crescione. 11:08 left in the second, still 2-0 for the FDNY.
Yeah, Zay and O'Donoghue, former college teammates, going up against each other up the sideboards. I think that if that game was in UBS full contact, I think O'Donoghue might have ran him into the boards there. He had a good angle on him,
Yep.
but today they're playing nice.
Yeah, you got a charity tournament. Yeah, maybe those hits that you usually finish and drive through and maybe pull up today just a bit.
Yes.
We'll see. We still got 11
Heroes
minutes
Cup,
left.
it's early
Yeah.
yet. It's
Yeah.
early yet, Jordan.
We don't know. We don't know. Especially if this is the close game late in the third, then, yeah. But what are the refs doing?
Yes, as this thing gets later on in a tight game, you'll see the intensity probably amp up.
Mm-hmm. Refs working on the net right now, but I think all is good. Refs saying play on. Got O'Donoghue at the dot for the NYPD, and Gervasi at the dot for the FDNY. Melendez around the boards, picked up by Scampoli. Scampoli will do the exact same thing to find Antonides. Antonides, corner. Harrigan fires one off a body. Antonides will go fetch it again. Melendez winds, fires, blocked into the netting. Sergio Melendez, 16 years on the service out of Smithtown, New York. The 103rd precinct, played for the PAL junior team. They weren't the Junior Islanders back when he played. I was about to say PAL Junior Islanders, but. Idell Harrigan again towards the net and scooped up by Herzog. And again, not much traffic in front of him.
Again, Herzog had a clear look at that. Harrigan kept it nice and low, looking for a tip, but nobody there.
Jim Becker, the captain, at the dot for the FDNY. Once again, O'Donohue for the NYPD. Won by O'Donohue. Antonides shot off the chest and punched out of harm's way for now by the FDNY. O'Donohue's line is pressing. Back in front, trying to knock it down with Scampoli, and the puck kicks out of the zone. Almost lost it right in front of his net was Peretta.
It seems like a rut in the ice, and
yep.
The puck stayed there. That's the problem now. Got to be very careful with the puck.
10 minutes left in the second. The goals by Gilhooly and Shea for the FDNY is all that stands. Because right now, FDNY struggling to get out of their own zone, as NYPD will get some fresh legs out there. Gervasi, Becker now. With Stemke on him, Gervasi finds room, fires off the blocker, rebound, held by Crescione.
Nice little drop pass by Jim Becker. Good shot on net, everyone driving the net. Nice save by Crescione.
Now the FDNY, they got their one goalie today, just Matt Herzog. NYPD will be backed up by James McCaffrey out of Farmingdale, New York. So let's see if they go with the two goalies NYPD or they just stick with Crescione as Stemke's shot goes right into the glass. At the Sinkway. Looking in front, Bohm will tap it wide, picked up by Stemke. To the point, Antonelli. Plays catch with Stemke, looks on net, blocked in front, then the Sinkway will scoop up. Stemke in front, boom, and it's scooped away by Herzog. So when he's been tested, he's been there to get the stops.
Nice little give and go down low of NYPD, quality opportunity, but Herzog with the glove save.
It looked like a shortstop scooping up a short hop there.
Herzog taking advantage of the opportunity. He's usually the backup on the FDNY team, but seems to be having a solid game tonight so far.
They played good against USI, and so far so good against NYPD. Antonelli's going to soccer kick that one away from harm. As the FDNY keeps pushing it in Antonelli's direction, but coming out with it instead is the NYPD. Bohm couldn't find Stemke. Antonelli couldn't keep it in. He's got to go fetch. The big frame of Anzulis back there. George Anzulis of the 160 squad. There's a wraparound. Take a look at the net's off its moorings right now. As that turnaround shot, I don't know if that would have counted because the net's, yeah, they blow it dead. There's that net, the moment that the Sinkway went for the wraparound, it kicked off its moorings.
George Antzoulis, he's a big boy out there.
Yeah, he's a big frame.
Yeah.
You see him right at the top of the circle, number 41. Played at Niagara University. They have a very good hockey program, 5th year on the force. High slot Antonelli, and it's gloved again by Herzog. That glove is working today, right now, for Herzog.
NYPD making a push. Really working hard in the offensive zone, controlling the puck, but Herzog is up to the task right now.
Number 3, Sean Post, played his college career at Farmingdale State University. Was a defenseman there, but now for the NYPD playing forward. And meanwhile, his brother, Brian Post, still on the back end on defense, as Antzulis will go scoop up behind his own cage. Antzulis, Post, cross ice. Grleski looks on net, trying to catch the puck, almost skipped away from him. Grleski. Antonelli looks, fires, and stopped by Herzog again.
He was looking behind him there. He wasn't really sure.
Yeah, almost skipped out. And Antonelli on that one, Post wanted it on a one-timer. He looked for him, but then the passing lane got clogged up, which opened up the shooting lane. But again, not many bodies in front. Another clear path there for Herzog.
NYPD right now is winning all the one-on-one battles. And they're getting opportunities, but unable to crack Herzog.
Beretta trying to escape his own zone. He's got to peel off away from Chuck Hudson. As we have an offsides arm up, as Jim Becker could not slow that pass down. Up the middle dangerously and intercepted by Gervasi by himself. Finds Becker, fires, and a kick save there by James Hall on the defense. Pass to the point. A lot of space now for FDNY as they're, since a long time, spending some time in the offensive zone here. It's been a while for the FDNY.
Yeah, Crescione didn't get much work there. Now he just got tested quality. He was ready.
Julian Carney now. Carney leads for Elfant, fires, and stopped by Crescione. Been a long time since, like you said, since we called his name.
Getting good goaltending on both ends here, John.
Yeah. Yeah, we had 2 very high-scoring games the first 2 games and got 2-0 with 6:46 left in the second.
You see, the guys are going to be tired. You know, can't. It's hard to expect them to play 2 games in the middle of the summer. So.
Yep. And you add on to it, you know, it's back-to-back games, maybe a 20-minute rest, no intermission. So it's a lot to ask during the offseason, like you said, no less. Harrigan will go around the boards. Melendez there. We'll send it right back to where it started. O'Donohue dances past one. Has Harrigan with him. O'Donohue to the net as it just steered wide. And I think we have the net off its moorings. Yep, yeah, no penalty coming here. I believe. They just net off its moorings.
Yeah, O'Donohue drove to the net, and he tried to avoid the goalie. He accidentally hit him. So, but good sportsmanship. Went up and tapped the pads.
Yeah, since O'Donohue initiated the contact and the net coming off, puck will now be dropped out of the zone. Herzog he's get some extra time just to collect himself. Took some contact, like you said, from O'Donohue. But all is good for the goaltender out of Rockville Center, New York, with 6 years on the service. Engine Company 96. And from one whistle to another, get a quick icing. So right back in the offensive zone goes the NYPD, and they're doing everything right. New York's finest doing everything right, except getting one behind Herzog right now.
Absolutely. I think they're carrying a play.
As maybe you're starting to see maybe the wear and tear more on the FDNY side. That could be attributed to their game ended first, so they were sitting around for longer. You know, sitting around for too long might not do as well as you think. You know, your legs get heavy, you're not doing anything. Joe Sanger now. He'll peel off. Go for the bank pass to Elfant. And Elfant will steer it around the boards. It'll be stopped now by Crescione. Harrigan. O'Donohue. Now comes the NYPD with numbers. O'Donoghue up the middle, bounced in the air, and into the far side it goes. FDNY with some space now to exit. Carney leads for Elfant. No offsides here. Elfant looking for some black jerseys. Finds one on the far side, going to get it. Will be Van Pelt as that one goes, that was Robert Strafer. That didn't go home. Aiden Bohm. That the Sinkway's offside, so Aiden Bohm has to slow it up. And the Sinkway off the turnover, can't connect on a pass, but now does with Bohm. Bohm looks for Stemke, has to bat it towards him. Stemke was the one that had the wide open net earlier on in the second as the puck rolled off the blade and went wide. Stemke, at the Sinkway backhand try, never made it towards the net, and a sprawling goaltender, and Matt Herzog will get the whistle.
NYPD pushing again.
And this next goal, whoever gets it, is oh so important. NYPD gets it. They finally got past Herzog. They're within one. But an FDNY third goal, it's just a backbreaker for the NYPD. If we even get a next goal, this game can end 2-0. Face off one. Stemke towards the net, and it's shoveled wide of the blocker. Stemke got his own rebound on the far side, helped out by Ventasinkwe. Ventasinkwe, nice dance there, trying to get around two black jerseys. Stemke around the net, wide of the paddle. Ventasinkwe back on it. He'll go to Antonelli on the blue line. Antonelli off a stick. Into the corner it goes. Picked up by FDNY. And out of the zone they come. Back on it is Ventasinkwe. This line's been very strong for the NYPD. Aiden Bohm looks for Ventasinkwe. Bounced over his stick. Stemke and Antonelli didn't know who was going to get it. Wound up being Stemke. Ventasinkwe. Stemke behind the cage, in front, off the paddle of Herzog. Ventasinkwe trying to slow it down. Bohm will get it and go Stemke. Stemke with a loft shot, patted away, and gloved down by Stemke. It's all NYPD right now. Bohm, high slot, past Ventasinkwe. And Zulis now around the boards as NYPD gets Stemke off, trying to get some fresh bodies out there. And Matt Zay will get a much-needed exit for the FDNY. He'll look to do it himself, trying to body his way around the cage. He'll spin off. FDNY getting some fresh bodies out there as Zay's shot goes wide. Sean Post now up the middle, links up with Gerleski. Three-man scrum in the corner. You got Rob Strafer in there for the FDNY, but coming out is the captain, Jim Becker. James Shea, who has the last goal, that second goal for the FDNY. It's been a long time since we had a tally. To the blue line, looking for a deflection in Shea, but finds the stick of the goaltender, Crescione. Tough angled shot off the side of the post, not much harm there. As FDNY looking to spend some time in the offensive zone, can't keep it in at the blue line as Gerleski powers his way out, gets it in deep, and both teams will go for a change. That puck off the passing stick of Peretta, off the stick of Morrow, and all the way out of play. 2:15 left in the second, still 2-0 for New York's bravest FDNY. If you're FDNY, it's like if they can just weather the storm of spending time in their offensive zone, that could build some confidence, build some momentum. Say, hey, we've been hanging around in our defensive zone for a while now. Let's try to turn the tables on them. And a good response shift there by Zayd, kind of doing it himself. Scampoli behind the net finds a man, and they score! John Antonitis finally breaks through Herzog. NYPD's on the board. It's 2-1.
Great pass from behind the net to Antonitis, and you don't leave Antonitis open. He's been a sniper for years for the NYPD team. And he proved it there. We're going top shelf there.
Yeah, they finally found that middle ground. They kept going over the bar too much, and then they kept going too much center, and he picks a top shelf there over the shoulder. John Antonides out of Smithtown, New York, played for Hofstra University. Finally, NYPD on the board.
Yeah, they've been working hard. They just haven't had any puck luck, and then finally went their way there.
So that all-important next goal goes to NYPD as they look to tie it here, as that one's padded aside by Herzog. Antonides back on it, trying to get this game tied now as the NYPD. Trying to fish for it is Scampoli as it goes over the glove. O'Donoghue on the turnover, trying to get back even as that pass to Antonides was broken up. Back across to O'Donoghue, hit the skate of Kelly, and glove down, kept in for the NYPD, but it's a hand pass.
FDNY holding on for dear life here as the NYPD is storming in the offensive zone.
This happened at the game at UBS earlier this year as FDNY got a big lead, and then NYPD slowly started chipping away, playing the better of hockey, but then FDNY kind of put it together and kind of then made some separation in the third. Under a minute left in the second. The Hero Cup Finals, sponsored by USI Insurance. All the proceeds going to Tunnels to Tower Foundation. As the NYPD knocked off the Coast Guard 9-8 in the first game of this tournament. FDNY, which we were on the call for, knocked off the USI Insurance team 7-4. FDNY entered the second period, that game down 2-0, scored 4 straight. En route to their victory, NYPD thought they had a cozy lead late in the third as a bouncer there is smothered. And we play on through. As NYPD thought they had a comfortable lead late in the game, up 9-4. 9-4 became 9-8, and they had to sweat out the finish. As we tick away the final seconds of the second, and we will go to the final frame here at the Hero Cup with the FDNY up 2-1 over the NYPD.
Very strong period for the NYPD there. They could easily came out of this with the lead.
Yeah, great goaltending, not just this game, but so far all tournament long by Matt Herzog in net for the FDNY. Has kept them in this game. Without Herzog, this game could be flipped in favor of NYPD.
Absolutely, Jordan. He's played well.
Made 2 very good glove stops, one in tight, one in the low slot. But you still see the common thing with the NYPD where it's been going on these first 2 periods is they're getting shots towards Herzog, the right at him, but no one in front still. Not getting much screens. As you mentioned before, he's seeing everything and stopping everything.
Yes.
So like we mentioned, no ice cut, no intermission. These teams this tournament are really putting the conditioning and the stamina to the test.
Yeah, they're gonna have to grind this game out at 2-1 with bad ice.
Yeah, they're getting thrown to the wolves here. Bad ice, no intermission, no rest. 2 teams that have been rivals for years now, and a 1-goal game with 15 minutes left. It's a good script. It's a good way to end the tournament.
Hey, they call them the Heroes for nothing.
Yep.
Not for nothing. No. Heroes Cup.
Now, if you're both these teams, once that horn sounds to end the quote-unquote intermission, you'd still take your time from the bench, strap your helmet on a little slower, take a little extra time stretching. The goalie takes his time going to the net. Take as much seconds as you need to rest up. I think they're taking what I said literally right now as the buzzer sounded, but
Nobody's
no rush.
ready to go yet.
Yeah, we don't have to rush here. We'll take our time for the face-off here. Looks like the FDNY will send out Gilhooly, the first goal scorer of the game. It feels like so long ago. He got the game started for the FDNY. You got Becker on the flanking him on the wings. Matthew Gervasi at the center dot. They'll be countered by O'Donoghue, Antonides, and Scampoli. Antonides, the lone goal scorer for the NYPD. As we're underway, final 15 minutes here in the Hero Cup Finals. Morrow will just slap that out of harm's way. Puck will come right back to him. Scampoli spins off, cross ice, finds Antonides, couldn't slow it down. Puck kicked away from him. Morrow will step in. O'Donoghue in the corner. O'Donoghue will park it, finds Morrow again, off a stick, keeps it in. Morrow, O'Donoghue, off the bar, glove down, rebound, blocked in front by Sanger. I'm sure he saved the goal there. NYPD back on it. O'Donoghue with space, and it's stopped by Herzog. And again, not much traffic, right into the breadbasket. Take a look at this replay. The passing play from O'Donoghue and Morrow at the blue line. So then Morrow will find O'Donoghue on that quick deflection off the bar, and then here's Sanger. Yeah, got that big frame right in front of that shot.
Yeah, Joe's a big guy. He blocked that shot. He had a wide open net there. FDNY seems to be very complacent in the defensive zone, leaving the points wide open.
At the Sinkway, turnaround backhand kicked away by Herzog, and you can attribute that to the fatigue kicking in. It's a long day of hockey here.
Yeah, the legs are looking heavy out there for the FDNY. NYPD seems fresh.
You can tell by the way of a hockey player how tired they are, by the way they're just standing. If they're standing up straight, they're tired. Because you got to get the knees down, you got to batten down, you got to get low when you're skating, when you're defending, when you're forechecking. So when you see guys that are just standing up straight, the fatigue's kicking in. It'll be Matt Zay. Have not called his name much this game, but it looks like he's trying to make an impact here. Puck never made it in front. Now it goes towards the net and wide, back towards Zay's direction. Zay to the blue line. Peretta bluffs, throws it on goal off the end board. Zay will scoop up again. Zay trying to shield off Ventasinkwe. We got a future Division I player against a former Division I player going at it, and it goes to the future Division I player. As Bohm leads for Stemke. Stemke, Ventasinkwe has the plate off a skate. Ventasinkwe will keep that puck in, helped out by the snow on the ice. Slowed that down. Ventasinkwe takes the spill, but we play on. So far, no penalties here in this Heroes Cup Championship game. FDNY looking to make it 2 in a row this year over the NYPD. The NYPD looking to avenge that loss at UBS Arena against the FDNY. Net kind of nicked off its moorings here, but we're going to let it go. And the ref's going to go fix that. Yeah. Net didn't really move much as Sean Post for the NYPD will leave it. Garleski on the backhand. Broken up by the body of Van Pelt. To the blue line. There's Sean Post again. Trying to link up with Garleski. Garleski and Elfant battling. Antonelli out of his reach and barely offsides. Not able to keep it was Anzulis. Garleski with space. He'll hit up some forwards on a line change.
Looked like there's too many
men.
men.
I think we're going to get too many men here. Yeah, Garleski tried to find a fresh body coming off the bench, but too much confusion on the line change and a penalty shot for the FDNY. And if they could bury one here, a big, deep breath they can take, get that 2-goal lead back.
Always too many men on the ice. Penalties always seem to happen out of change, and the puck ends up at the bench, and then someone touches it.
Usually that's the other team that throws it at you. Yeah. And a guy you're very familiar with, it will be Joe Sanger. Had a goal in the first game against USI Insurance, looking to get the 2-goal lead back, and he scores! Slow and steady there for the assistant captain, Joe Sanger, and a 3-1 advantage for the FDNY.
Joe Sanger using that long reach that he has. I thought he was in too tight, but he used that long reach and stretch out and put it in.
Yep. Nice and easy goes Sanger, and looked like he was pretty in tight, avoided that poke check, and it gave him that extra space, getting around that poke to find the back of the net.
Yeah, I would think the goalie there, with the puck moving so slow, he would have poked it, but he tried to outweight him. And Sanger, just that long reach, snuck it in on the right side there.
So NYPD, the hill gets a little bit more steeper to climb as that one goes right into the bench.
That's a killer too. They've been carrying the play, and then you end up with a penalty. And with the rules of this tournament, you end up with a penalty shot and a goal.
And a self-inflicted penalty too. You know, throwing the puck towards your own bench while you're changing and it causes chaos. Too many men on the ice. Michael Weber will go chase for the FDNY. Peretta. Carney. Off a stick. Morrow will have to go reach it. Finds its way to the net. Morrow has to play it again. Antonides has the lone goal for the NYP. Finds Scampoli, and he couldn't get the backhand off. And something we mentioned earlier is the ice conditions with no Zamboni cut. That puck's going to get away from you.
Exactly. That puck just died on him as he tried to make a move there. I thought he had Herzog there, but the bad ice, that's how it ended up. I thought that last shift, the goal energized the fire department because they had a little more jump in their skating on that last shift after the goal.
And it's something as simple as just going in tight, going forehand to backhand with ice conditions that haven't been cut. The puck's going to get away from you. But now on the chase, Gilhooly had the first goal of the game. Sanger goes up the middle off a stick, icing waved off. Approaching the 10-minute mark here. Play to O'Donoghue on the near side. Looks to go cross ice, trying to find Scampoli, and does with some help of a stick. Harrigan off the bench, trying to pass it in front, off a stick, and out of play. FDNY has just been weathering the storm in their own zone, just like that in football, that bend but don't break defense. That's kind of been the FDNY with the large help of Matt Herzog in net today. Zay wins it, but Ventasinkwe was first on it for the NYPD. Bowman to go chase, helped out by Stemke. They try to play catch. And a good intercept by Ventasinkwe. Stemke trying to dance his way in, tripped up, gets a shot off, but draws the penalty shot. And a gorgeous opportunity now for NYPD to get back within one with one of their more skilled players going to the dot, and Chris Stemke.
Yeah, in this format, a penalty could change the game in a hurry.
Yep. No special teams, no power play, no 5-on-4, just 1-on-1. Chris Stemke all alone to try to get the NYPD back within one, and he lost it. And there's the ice conditionings coming into play.
Yeah, you have to know that you're going in there. It's going to be that way. You're just going to have to go in and shoot it.
And he just saw his own teammate just a shift ago. The same thing. He tried to go forehand, backhand, in tight, and the puck got away from him.
Exactly.
So the message has got to be just rifle these shots. The dekes aren't going to work this late in the game with this ice. 10 minutes left in this one. FDNY trying to make it 2 in a row this year against the NYPD. NYPD carrying the better of the play this game, but just it's been quality over quantity for the NYPD this one. Just holding on in their own end. Off the stick of Brandon Tracy, but helped out by Matt Zay in the corner. Goes back towards Tracy. Tracy, tough angled shot. It's eaten up by Crescione. It's been a long time since I mentioned Matt Crescione.
Yeah, it was a good idea from there. He hasn't seen a shot in a while. Just get shots on the net, even though bad angle. With bad ice there, you want to shoot it, maybe it bounces.
You ask a goalie, they'll tell you they rather get peppered with nonstop shots than sit there and do nothing, and then 7 minutes later see a shot. You're getting warm, should I say cold, you're getting cold. You get tense. Might be overthinking that next shot because you're not seeing much action. Battle in the corner there. Jim Becker, the captain of the FDNY, trying to fend off a couple of NYPD. The puck keeps finding him. Post trying to chase it, trying to chop it. Kept in by the stick of Van Pelt. Around the boards it goes. Aesop will send it right back around to where it started. And now back towards Aesop. Puck's going to ring around here. Behind the net. Back towards Aesop. He's been very involved on this ship. Van Pelt keeps it in. Ryan Hull down there. Aesop to go chase. Bodied off by that big body of Anzulis. Anzulis will wait and leave it for O'Donohue. Both teams get a fresh change out there. Dan O'Donohue lost it at center by Carney. Carney still on it for the FDNY. Puck in his feet now, trying to control it to the stick, trying to fend off Scampoli. Kelly around the boards. Carney now with a lot of space in front. Too hard of a saucer pass picked up by Sanger, the most recent goal scorer. Carney, Strafer, walks the blue line, goes Sanger now. FDNY spending some time in the offensive zone. Shot blocked, picked up again by Sanger, pinballs around, and they score! Brian Elfant, right place, right time, goes 5-hole, and it's a 4-1 lead for the FDNY.
Really, puck just bouncing around, ended up on Elfant's stick right in front.
Yeah, that hit 1, 2, 3 legs and then backhanded in.
Yeah, it was ping-ponging all around there.
Yep.
Right place, right time, Brian Elfant.
And for the FDNY, it's the first time they've spent some zone time in a long time, and they capitalize.
Right. It's been the story of the game, both games today, right?
So 7.5 left in this one. The lead gets a little bit more comfortable for the FDNY, but what we saw in the NYPD's game, they had a 9-4 lead. 3 minutes left in the game, and they wound up winning 9-8. So they held on by the skin of their teeth. NYPD looks to have a little comeback in them right now. Backhand pass, and they score! It's Antonides again, and the lead's cut in half. It's 4-2 FDNY.
Again, I see the points wide open on the NYPD, and FDNY just, backing down into their own zone, and a puck again on a bad bounce right onto Antonides in a wide open net. You can't leave him there. He'll never miss that one.
Nice no-look pass by O'Donohue. They get that goal right back, and the reason why they're not covering the point, I think they're just collapsing in front, trying to prevent any in-tight scoring opportunities. But even with that, they allow an in-tight scoring opportunity right there.
Yeah, maybe. I've just been seeing that a lot. Out of that line before, I've seen where they are collapsing down low and leaving the points open. Lack of just not working out this summer and just leaving guys wide open.
The NYPD will not go away. As I was mentioning before the goal, they almost let a lead slip away late against the Coast Guard before, and they try to now reverse that and take away FDNY's lead late in this one. Off the end boards, almost a nice bounce for a tap-in as the net kicks off its moorings. That was Matthew Gervasi. If that puck was a little bit nicer on a bounce, he had a wide open tap-in.
I just clipped the backside of the net there. He would have had a wide open net there.
Yeah, I'm basically what I'm gonna do. I'm making a list of all this stuff, and I'm gonna put the name and picture of it. So
Same groups out there for both sides. It'll be Stemke on the dot with the aforementioned Gervasi. Harrigan finds Christian Ventasinkwe as that one's kicked aside. Ventasinkwe looks to do it himself, coming out of the corner, holds forehand, and it's kicked down. Rebound stopped as well by Herzog, and the third stop stopped as well. Make it 3 for 3. Ventasinkwe going solo on that effort as he dragged it from the corner to the hash marks of the circle, and both attempts stopped, and then the third final one again by Herzog.
The young player showing his skill level there.
And we'll have the two former teammates at the dot at Mercyhurst College. Zay and O'Donoghue. O'Donoghue wins it, kicks up in the air from the shot by Antonelli. As it'll be Brandon Tracy with O'Donoghue all over him, helped out by Zay. O'Donoghue plays catch with Anzulis. No cross blue. The defenseman going to skate a little bit with the forward group right now, down low. O'Donoghue back at the blue line covering him. Anzulis still with it. Trying to use that frame of his to get to the slot. O'Donoghue going to pinch in and switch off with Anzulis now. Scampoli. Antonelli towards the net. Trickles wide. O'Donoghue on the wraparound. Couldn't beat it on the post. O'Donoghue, a little bit like a slim more of a nudge there, and he would have wrapped that around the post, but couldn't beat the post.
To say, I'm impressed with Herzog. I really haven't seen too much of him over the last couple of years as he's been the backup, but he's really impressed me today.
Five and a half left in this one. FDNY still holding on to that 2-goal lead. As Brian Elfant made it a 4-1 game, but it was immediately answered by John Antonides' second of the game. And it makes things just a little bit more interesting. As will be Sanger, has a goal today and a goal earlier today as well. 2 goals in the tournament for the assistant captain on the back end, Joe Sanger. But it'll be kept in. Van Pelt. There's a man down. It's Sean Post. He's in a lot of pain right now. As Sanger will fire one, deflected as they blow it dead as Sean Post can't get up on the blue line. Sean Post not able to put any weight, I believe, the left leg as he's being helped off the ice right now, just off screen. Yeah, Sean Post, there is, now you see him on your screen. Helped off the ice, not putting any weight on that left leg. Was not able to get a clear sight of what happened, though. Hope is all well with Sean Post out of West Hempstead, the 101st Precinct. Played at Farmingdale State University. 4 years of service for the 26-year-old.
I didn't see what happened. Did he get hit with the puck, or was it a collision?
I think what they're doing right now, they're patching up some part near the blue line. I think maybe he got caught like on a piece of the ice.
He caught in a rut there.
Yeah,
That's what happened.
And he twisted the wrong, like his body went one way, leg goes the other. You know, one of those.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get this ice. It's chewed up and.
Yeah, he went down and immediately tried to get back up and just go right to the bench because he was right there, and then went up, down immediately. And that's can't put any weight on the left leg. It's not a great sign. NYPD will be short a man for the remainder of this 4:52. As the clock ticks on, you got to start keeping a loose eye on Matt Crescione in net to see if and when NYPD decides to pull him, as Michael Van Pelt will go chase that down for the FDNY. Van Pelt and Sanger will play catch in their own end. No offsides here. Morrow will have to go pick it up with pressure. Morrow around the glass, kept in by the skate of Sanger. He's been strong back there on the blue line. Up the middle off a stick, and now a foot race. Stemke with Strafer. Strafer lunges away and keeps that puck at bay, but now it'll be Stemke again. Gets around another man, but then the ref gets involved. It'll be Aiden Bohm to the blue line. Harrigan goes cross ice. And now behind the cage, Stemke. Stemke pinned up on the board. You got Elfant down there for the FDNY. Sanger. Bohm comes out and back to Harrigan. Harrigan towards the net, and it goes wide of everyone. Melendez. Past Bohm. Harrigan's going to pinch from the blue line, covered by Ventacinque. Bohm. Once again, pinned up by Strafer and Elfant. But now it'll be Melendez on the near side. A lot of cycling doing right now by NYPD, but not much going towards the cage. FDNY doing a good job of keeping them to the outside, but now it'll be Ventacinque. Finds Stemke, fires, bounces off some bodies, high slot now. Ventacinque curls, drags, still with it, and the shot's knocked away. Stemke with space, gonna curl, drag, holds, fires, glove save, rebound still loose, and another great stop by Herzog. All NYPD right now as this puck is knocked down by Herzog, and he gets the stoppage. 2:55 left in this one. NYPD are threatening, but still down by 2.
Yeah, NYPD all over that shift. Ventacinque again showing his skill level there, but Herzog making some big saves here.
You see it.
His glove has been hot all game.
Yep. That glove has been very good. As during the replay, there's frustration being shown on the NYPD bench. That Bohm, Stemke, Ventacinque line have done everything this game except get to the back of the net, as Harrigan can't get all of that one. Gilhooly bounces one towards the net, and a big collision into the post. Harrigan was down there. And I believe that was Becker. Yeah, Becker for the FDNY and Harrigan for the NYPD collided, and there you see it.
Javasi too.
I think it was just Becker and Harrigan.
Right. Those guys have been battling for years, both veterans of both teams.
Yeah, those guys
They're
have
no
been
strangers to each other.
Yeah, Becker, 15 years. Yeah, 15 years on service, and Harrigan, 20. So they've been there, done that. They've seen a lot of each other. Two and a half left in this one. It'll be Harrigan. Got his helmet back on. He's still out there. He'll go off on a change now. Now Scampoli to scoop up. Look for some defensemen coming off on the change. Antonelli, rebound. O'Donoghue shoveled wide. Pass Scampoli. Anzula's shot goes off the blocker. And steered out of harm's way by the FDNY. It'll be Jim Becker now to dump it in. And a fresh 5 for the black and red.
Might see the goalie coming out now.
Yep. A tick under 2 minutes left. Got to keep a loose eye on Crescione in net.
They're not even looking for him yet. Surprising.
Yeah, he's not even moving right now. He's on the goal line. Antonelli, backhand try, and there's the glove again of Herzog.
Timeout. PD's going to call a timeout here.
That's exactly what we're going to get. NYPD will call timeout. So it's interesting. Will they just keep the goalie on the bench coming out of the timeout? I think so.
I would think they'd have to leave him on the bench.
Yeah.
1:43 left, down 2. Maybe down 1, you might leave him in the net. But lately in the hockey, it's changed over the years. They take the goalie out earlier and earlier now.
Yep. It's been a lot more aggressive in hockey now, taking the goalie out sooner rather than later.
Yes.
Maybe they try to get the 6-on-5 face-off opposed to 5-on-5, try to get control, then pull them.
Right.
But Crescione's kind of just hanging on the outside right now of the huddle. They'll have fresh legs with the O'Donohue line, and they can immediately go to the Ventacinque line if they want. And Crescione's going back in net.
That's very surprising.
So maybe they wait to win the draw, know they have possession, and then he makes the beeline to the bench.
Yeah, I don't understand this, but that's not my call.
Yeah, Crescione still, he's on the goal line. He's not going anywhere. But O'Donohue just signaled to Crescione, come out a little bit, start at the top of the circle. And that's exactly where he is.
If I'm the FD, I'm looking at this right now. You win that face-off, you'll fire it right down.
Crescione should be starting in the middle. He's 2 off to the right.
Exactly.
So a face-off win like this, he has to back up now. He has to back up and move more centered now, but no damage done there.
Why he's staying in the net is beyond me, but
now there's an icing. Now you got to pull him off the icing. Yeah, I think they're gonna pull Crescione. So empty net with 1:24 in the game remaining. FDNY up 4-2 over the NYPD, trying to make it 2 in a row this year, dating back to the one earlier this year at UBS Arena. That was a lot more high scoring. This one low scoring and a nail biter to the finish. Let's see if FDNY can put it away quickly with the empty net. They go for it, and it goes wide. That is back-to-back defensive zone draws by the FDNY one. NYPD, you got to win the draw. You got to get possession immediately.
Parada took a chance there. He thought maybe he might just try to flip it up in the air and not take an icing there. He's looking to get on his score sheet.
O'Donohue and Zay again at the dot, helped out by the wingers. Looks like Antonides took a hook from behind, but we play on. Now Matt Zay, he's trying to dance out of his own zone. Up the middle, Bohm right there to intercept for the NYPD. And we have a minute left in the Hero Cup Finals as that puck's knocked all the way down, no icing. So NYPD will have to go the length of the ice, and they need 2 with 50 left. I think that might have hit a body on the bench.
I think it hit the glass on the bench there.
So the faceoff will be just outside of FDNY ice. Same group for NYPD. FDNY did some slight changes, got the Zay line off, get some fresher legs out there. It'll be Antonides has the only 2 goals for the NYPD. 1 in the second, 1 in the third. Up the middle, Bohm can't keep it, but slows it down. Time's running out here for the NYPD. They need 2 in 30 seconds. Ventacinque will chip it in. Peretta will chase it for the FDNY. He'll go off the boards and all the way down, but no icing as Gilhooly was there to beat it, but they call the icing anyway.
It's automatic icing.
Yep. Yeah. They call automatic icing, but I think Gilhooly there was taking a slow path to the puck to chew off more time. He would have been better off just getting there as quick as possible, would have beat the icing.
Maybe, yeah.
16.8. NYPD needs to pull a rabbit out of the hat here. And the faceoffs in the offensive zone with this net empty have been a killer for NYPD as FDNY was able to control every single faceoff. not let NYPD get any control. And for the second time this year, the FDNY has defeated the NYPD. They are the winners of the Hero Cup tournament as they end it 4-2. So happy day for you watching your FDNY group once again victorious.
Well, I have to be partial.
As the commentator. The game's over. You can let loose now.
No, it was a good game to be involved with anything with Tunnel to Towers. It's just an honor for me to be part of, because what they do is amazing. And I think this Heroes Cup will only get bigger as it gets on. As the inaugural game, I think it was pretty successful.
The inaugural tournament goes to the FDNY. The Heroes Cup, sponsored by USI Insurance. Their team participated in this tournament as well. They were knocked out of the tournament, should I say the finals opportunity, when they lost the first game to the FDNY 7-4. They just recently took on the Coast Guard in the other rink. Don't know the results of that one, though, if the Coast Guard or USI took that one. But the USI team was comprised of the likes of anyone they can grab, employees at the company, friends, family, you know them, bring them in. There are a couple D1 commits on that USI team, a player that was drafted by the Washington Capitals, so a lot of representation. Then you got these two guys, these two teams here that practice all year round. They do it all year round, and they battle FDNY and NYPD all year round. As now we're going to have a final ceremony on ice with all four teams, FDNY, NYPD, USI Insurance, and the Coast Guard.
Ceremonial photo with the, it looks like a mini Stanley Cup.
Yep, the first ever Heroes Cup champions getting their picture taken. The FDNY, as mentioned before, they knocked off USI Insurance team, and they knock off their longtime rivals, the NYPD, 4-2, in a game in which the FDNY was holding on in their own end for a long time, but took advantage of any opportunity they got. A penalty shot, a couple bounces went their way, and they just battened down the hatches, and also thanks to a great performance in net by Matt Herzog.
Oh, without a doubt. Herzog was the key to this game, if you ask me.
I think we're going to do one big group picture. I don't know if they can fit every team into the camera lens here. Let's see. Maybe we'll get in the background of this because they're setting up right in front of us. So that will just about do it here at the Al Arbor Rink at the Northwell Health Ice Center for the Hero Cup. You've been watching live on the LI Sports Network alongside Joe Byrne, former FDNY service member, coach, and player. My name is Jordan DeLuciano. Thanks for joining us. Thanks to USI Insurance, and keep an eye out for Tunnels to Towers. Great foundation. This is what it's all about. Once again, thanks for joining us, and enjoy the rest of your night.